RE/MAX results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning, Andy Brownell with News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results. Good morning, Robin.
Hey, good morning, Andy.
So, a lot of new development this week. A lot of renewed concern. Of course, we're talking about the new COVID restrictions that went into effect last night.
And to be honest, should we be surprised? Because when we talked about what was going on in the spring, they said it's not over. There will be another wave this fall, winter. I mean, they told us from the beginning, right? So I'm not surprised. And I feel like even though, we did feel the shutdown, and especially the local business owners who, my heart goes out to them for sure. And, Mayo had done all those layoffs and all that in the spring. And it was because we were very proactive. And I don't think that COVID was on the scene here like it is now.
Right.
Now it's a lot worse.
The observation a good friend of mine had was, I finally feel its presence. It's, it's out there. I know a lot of people who've now had it, and I know a lot of people quarantined because of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time around, I was calling my team members each week and saying, have you had any symptoms or do you know anybody? And it was no. Now it's like, oh yeah, I have it. I've had it. My sister has it. My parents. I mean, it's everywhere. So it's definitely here. It's definitely real, and it's definitely serious.
Yeah, I actually know of an extended family member who lost two of their family members to this.
Oh my gosh,
not in this part of the country, but elsewhere. Yeah, how horrible.
So sad, terrible. And it's funny how kind of we worry about things like, oh no, I can't get together with my family for Thanksgiving. Well, we still have our families, so let's be grateful about that, and we'll get through it. We really will.
Yep. It's
going to change the way I work the next, probably couple of months, because first of all, we're not going to do any more open houses. I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? If they don't want you to go to Thanksgiving with more than just your own people that live in your house, then there certainly doesn't make sense to have open houses. So we're going to put a stop to that for a while. And I'm still going to show houses to people who want to look at houses, but it's going to be like it was in the height of it all the first time, where absolutely. Well, actually, ever since then, we haven't changed. No one has ridden in my car. We always go there, and I wear gloves. Everybody wears a mask. Nobody touches anything except me. We have hand sanitizer, so after we leave, I just give everybody a bottle. I got those little bottles with our names and logos on them. Great marketing. Anyway, I mean, isn't that funny how they come out with masks and hand sanitizer? People are, at least some businesses, certainly not the bars and restaurants, but some businesses are making, Purell, this has been a really good thing for Purell, right?
Oh my goodness. Well, no matter what happens, there's always an opportunity, right?
For someone. Yeah. So, hopefully we can just get through it, and everybody can just grin and bear it. I've seen so much on Facebook and, all over social media about how angry people are that bars and restaurants are closing. And it just makes me so sad, because I really do feel bad for those business owners. But, we have to do what we have to do, I suppose.
Yeah, and I know I'm once again increasing my takeout budget.
Me too. I'm not going to stop giving them business.
Yeah. Going back to the showing of the homes and the methods you developed early on in this, and when I was listening to the governor the other night when he made the announcement about these restrictions and having people in your homes, it really wasn't the circumstances you're talking about when you show a home. It was when you get comfortable and you're socializing and you're hanging out, and the masks aren't being worn, and the circulation of the air is not all that great, and you're in the home for hours together, and
Yes,
that's where it's happening. Yeah.
And I have been invited into some, everybody has a different take on it, right? And I've been invited into some homes where they say, oh, you don't need to wear your mask for us. And I'm like, oh, no, I will definitely wear my mask. And then sometimes they say, do you prefer if we wear ours? And I say, absolutely. If you're willing to do that, I would appreciate it. But I'm not going to force somebody to wear a mask in their own home if they don't offer. So I just sit further apart. I just sit farther apart. They say, do you want to sit at the table? And I say, no, I think it's better if we sit in the living room. We can spread out further. I mean, you just have to, amend to the situation.
It's a new world, at least for a little while. Yeah. But I would like to share as well that the director of Olmsted County Public Health, when I spoke to him earlier this week, for the first time, I got to see a little twinkle and a smile in his eye, because it's been a really long haul for those folks who are the public health people. But the idea that this vaccine is just around the corner, it really is.
Yeah,
multiple vaccines.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like next year at this time, we're going to be on this show saying, oh my gosh, it feels so good to be back to normal, and we have a big crowd coming for Thanksgiving, and but we'll have to just wait until the time is right.
We're going to go to baseball games.
Exactly. Yes, it'll be nice. It will be nice. But I feel like, people ask me, is this going to affect real estate? Well, all right, let's face it. 2 of the slowest weeks of the year are always the last 2 weeks of the year, because the last 2 weeks of the year are Christmas and New Year's, or whichever holiday people celebrate, right? So bottom line is that that's always kind of a slower time anyway. And as you know, because I've said it week after week, business hasn't really slowed down. I mean, typically by this time of the year, we will have already seen a slowdown, but we're still seeing multiple offer situations. We're still seeing houses get listed and sold in the same weekend. We're still, and this is all good stuff. Now, is that going to slow down a little bit? Maybe, but with the combination of the holidays and the fact that everybody's been running crazy, I think a lot of people are just going to say it's okay, if it slows down a little bit. And the real estate market is not going to go away. The houses are still going to sell. The interest rate is still awesome. So I feel like we are a lucky industry, because, we can continue to conduct business and help people sell and buy homes.
I imagine part of that, too, is you traditionally have kind of grown accustomed to this being a slower time, and with what's happening with the demand still being there, whatever happens over the next 4 to 6 weeks, that's just going to build up. So you have probably a really busy January.
Exactly. Our spring market will start in January instead of February. So I don't feel like we're going to have any, real negative effects from this, and I hope I'm right, but because the thing that would cause negative effects is if a lot of people lose their jobs. So I hope and pray that doesn't happen, and that if we just all mask up, follow the rules, stay at home, we can get things under control and keep them there until the vaccine takes over.
Yeah, and do what we can to keep these hospitality businesses afloat by doing takeout.
Absolutely.
If you're able to do it, yeah.
Absolutely.
The other thing I wanted to mention about all this is we've all become accustomed to the new technology. Almost everybody it's doing the video conferencing is no longer, kind of a unique thing. It's become just part of our everyday lives almost. I imagine that's going to help out, especially when you talked about open houses. You can't do an open house, but you guys, with the fancy cameras that you have, and the photos you can put on the website, it's not a whole lot different than seeing it in person.
No, we'll bring the open house to your living room. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
All right, we're talking with Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results, and we'll be back in just a moment here on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Update your home during Menards' last 11% rebate sale of 2020. Get 11% off all Mastercraft door systems.
News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning and welcome back. Andy Brownell here with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM. Robin, I got to tell you this. Last time, and it's been a long time because I haven't been able to travel now or I haven't been willing to. How's that? But I was out in Oregon where my brother lives.
Okay.
And when we got into the far reach suburbs of Portland, I started running into these I don't know, miniature cities, I guess I would call them.
Oh, yeah. Planned communities is what we call those. Yes.
And I was just intrigued, and I started reading up on it. This is starting to get to be a big deal, isn't it?
It's a really big deal. And, if you think about it, it's not really new. But what it started was gated communities for elderly people in Florida. Right? I mean, that's where the whole concept kind of started. And then, of course, there's everybody knows about the big one in Florida called what is it called? For Pete's sakes, I just drew a blank.
I want to say
the Gates, but it's not it.
I know what you're talking about because I know somebody.
The villages. Yeah, the villages in Florida. And that one is just humongous. I mean, it's a big, big, big city. But I think that, the whole idea of it is the idyllic living in small town USA, but having the amenities of the bigger city, right? So you can still, I'll tell you, there's another place that it's going huge right now is like the Phoenix area.
Oh, okay, I bet.
So Phoenix has really sprawled out. And actually, it's so funny because one of my really good friends from college, her daughter lives in a planned community in Phoenix where the area does not at all look like Arizona. So they can't have the landscaping, the typical like rocks and cactus.
Okay.
They have green grass. They actually have tree-lined streets with like trees that you don't normally see in Arizona, trees that actually turn fall colors in the fall and the leaves fall off. And they have a lake. So they brought the feel of the Midwest to Phoenix, Arizona. Well, actually, I think it's more like Chandler or Mesa or one of those outliers. But anyway, so cool. And you go in and you're in that little community or little miniature city. I don't know. It's just awesome. They have, you're within 2 minutes of a gas station, 2 minutes of a grocery store, walkable to get your cup of coffee. It's just like, okay, making people feel more inclusive, but yet if you want to run to Super Target or Costco or Sam's Club or wherever you like to go, you just hop in your car and you're there in a few minutes because you haven't really left the city at all. You just now live within your own self-contained community. It's a very, very cool concept.
It's almost a neighborhood is what you're talking about.
It's a neighborhood, planned community. So you have mixed prices. It's not like, okay, here's a neighborhood of all townhomes or here's a neighborhood of all $1 million houses. It can be a planned community with mixed price points. It can, be meant to serve one generation or it can be meant to serve multi-generations. There's really no rules. It's just whatever the need is, you fit a planned community to fit that need.
Okay. As far as the real estate part of this, does it work like a normal real estate transaction? Do you own your lot and all of that?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's think about this. If there were to be a planned community in Rochester, Minnesota, what would that look like in your mind?
I would like to, in my mind, it would be, I guess, old school. You would have a center of the city and shops that you would frequent, ice cream shop, restaurants, drinking establishment, whatever. And then, I don't know, things spread out a little bit from there, but you couldn't go too far, could you? Because
Yeah.
that sounds like my house. That sounds like my house.
Yeah, someone's at the door.
Good watchdog. I don't know. It'd be interesting to brainstorm with somebody about what they would like to see in something like this.
I just feel like as our city grows and as Mayo grows, and I feel like it's not that unrealistic to think about the future of planned communities, because, I mean, we're sort of seeing it. Like, think about like Kutsky Park. It's taken on a personality of its own,
right.
You know, and it attracts certain home buyers because they love the walkability. And people like to live, you know, we've talked about this as well, but people like to live near people who have likenesses. They don't have to be the same people, but, you know, they have kids that go to soccer, or they have, you know, whatever it is.
Right. And I think that's part of the attraction when you see, you know, construction near a school, is because there's an anticipation that you're going to all have school-age kids around the same time. And
they're all going to walk to school together from kindergarten through 12th grade or whatever it is.
It's a community.
No, it's very cool.
But I also think that, you know, when you have this bigger and growing city, I'm guessing that there might be a demand to have that smaller town feel within the bigger city.
And that's the whole idea. You can get that, you know. You can get that. It's not like, okay, this is the only place we go for coffee, or this is the only place we go to have dinner. But it's sort of like living in a golf course community. Okay, so let's talk about like Summerby. Okay, because that's our local golf course community. So, yeah, those folks all will go and have dinner at the clubhouse. They'll have certain social events. Their kids will play together at the pool. The guys and women will go golfing together. But it's not the only social life they have. They still have their friends outside of the community of Summerby, but it gives them that kind of home base feel.
Yeah, that's intriguing.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So, you know, it'll be exciting when that comes here. I mean, eventually I would.
Well, if it's happening in Arizona, and it's happened already in Florida. I know California and along the coast, it's happened. I've seen them out there, so it's got to get here eventually.
Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time kind of researching them and reading them, so I'm actually glad you brought that up, because I think it is the wave of the future, and it's fun to know. I'm sure just like you in radio, you like to know kind of like, where are we headed next? You know, where we've been, and it's like, okay, what is the future going to bring? And it's always fun for me as a realtor to think about, what does the future of real estate look like? You know, I know what it's looked like in the past. I know what it is now, and it's fun to think about where it's headed. I
still think that's crazy what they did in Arizona with the plant life that they...
Isn't that crazy?
Able to pull that off.
Yeah.
It's like a movie set.
My friend was sending me pictures of her daughter's neighborhood. I'm like, wait, I thought she moved back to Arizona. And she's like, yeah, this is Arizona. And she's like, they have a lake, and then the lake actually waters all the trees and the grass and everything. So it's pretty cool. All right. Well, I'm going to read up some more on this. Planned communities. Robin Gwaltney's here with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results, and we'll continue in just a moment on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español? Hablo. It's hablo? Yes. It's hablo.
On Rochester's News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back. I'm Andy Brownell with Robin Gwaltney. Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results. It's News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM. And Robin, I was thinking about what we talked about earlier in the program about the COVID restrictions, and of course the holidays are upon us. If I'm a person who's going to sell, should I wait, or should I just go ahead and do it now?
You know, I'm sure I'm going to hear that question a lot. People are going to call me and ask me, you know, should I just wait until January? Should I wait until this is all over? And the honest answer is, you have to do what feels best for you. Now, if you're worried about people coming in your house, or you're rather just say, I don't want to mess with this until January, I'm in no hurry, then for all means, wait. By all means, just wait. But if you're thinking, if I put my house on the market now, it's probably not going to sell, I don't think that's going to be the case at all. I'm pretty sure that everybody who lists their house between now and the end of the year is still going to be very successful in getting it sold, because we still have that low inventory and that low interest rate, which makes for a great recipe for definitely selling your home.
The last time you shared the numbers with me, the last monthly report, it certainly showed that there is a lot of room as far as adding inventory. Were we down to like a 1 month cushion?
Oh, yeah, we were. Yeah, absolutely. We were literally at a 1 month supply, which meant that if we had no new listings, then in 1 month we were going to be completely out of inventory.
And so it tells me that there are a bunch of buyers out there who are waiting anxiously for every new home that comes on to see if it's the one that they want to buy.
Right, and they're pre-approved, they're ready to go, and they're just hoping and praying to be able to lock in at these amazingly low interest rates. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I believe these interest rates are here to stay for a while, but of course, nothing is guaranteed.
Well, we've seen that this year, haven't we?
We sure have. We sure have.
I had to talk with my children. The one thing you need to learn from all this is nothing stays the same.
Everything changes. Change is constant.
Yep, and that's a good thing. So
it is a good thing.
And I'm going to go back to kind of being on the positive footing of things. The Weather Channel service, which is actually, I didn't know this, it was owned by IBM of all things. So they use their supercomputer skills to try to do a better job than the National Weather Service and long-range forecast.
Wow.
And they are predicting a warmer than normal winter for us.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think we deserve that after 2020. That's the least of it, right?
But that plays in well with folks who are thinking about selling this time of the year, too.
It really does.
The weather's got to be a concern.
Every year, COVID or no COVID, every year the weather is a huge factor in how much business we do in the winter, because people are much more excited to put on their coat and go out and look at houses when it's 30 degrees than they are when it's 30 below. It's just pretty much a given.
Yeah, except for those really rare individuals who somehow, I think they're just lying. I think they're faking.
The Eskimos? Yeah, the ones that say, I love the wool, I love the cold. I mean, I don't hate winter. I absolutely don't hate winter. But when the wind is whipping and it's blustery cold, I'd much rather be inside in something warm and cozy with a mug of hot chocolate. I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm with you 100%. I really love looking out the window this time of the year and still seeing green grass.
Yep, me too.
That tells you something right there as far as the markets are concerned. But the things that normally shut it down are not here yet.
No, I think real estate, we're going to be just fine, just as we have this entire year. And, I just hope and pray that as many people in our region stay employed as can and stay healthy as can. And, the holidays won't be the same, but, we still have a lot to be thankful for.
We do. I agree with you. That whole gratitude thing this time of the year becomes especially important, especially this year. With all the things that we're all having to deal with. And you're talking about employment. I think that is a positive development compared to what happened in the spring, where there was a shock to the system and plans had to be developed and contingency strategies worked out. And I think they have been. So what you're seeing at Mayo, when I've talked to the top people there about their plans, they have it all every single day. They're making adjustments as far as elective surgeries, this and that, to make sure that they have the capacity for the people who may get the virus, but at the same time continuing to do what Mayo does.
Right, and now they have so many of their non-essential staff, or I shouldn't say that, but they're not the ones giving patient care directly. They're definitely very essential, but you know what I mean. They're all set up working from home now, which has been really a great thing.
Yeah, and the reason I bring that up is, face it, they are the driver of the economy throughout southeastern Minnesota.
Oh, absolutely.
And if that place stays busy,
we'll be fine.
Yeah, we're going to be okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
we'll be fine. Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing, as far as the inventory, I was thinking about, and you can tell me from past years, I bet this time of the year, people don't put their homes on the market.
Normally.
So if you are the person who, you could be the diamond out there that attract, I mean, I'm trying to say your home could attract more attention than it would normally attract.
Exactly, because you're going to have so much less competition. Well, that's already a given with the lower inventory, but with people having the mindset that, oh, I'm just going to wait until January, if you're the guy that decides not to wait until January, you're probably putting yourself in a pretty awesome position.
That's what we always like to do if you're on the selling side, I think, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So the basics of real estate still apply during these times.
They do. And I'm still here to help you, whether it's you want to go look at houses, you want me to do a virtual tour of any property, or you want to get your house listed, whatever your real estate needs are throughout the holiday season, throughout the COVID season, throughout the winter season, we're still here to serve you.
And if you're one of those folks who's considering selling, maybe just give you a call to talk through it to see if this is the right time.
Absolutely. I would highly recommend that.
Okay. So I guess you better throw that phone number out there, Robin.
I'm hoping everybody has it memorized, but all right. It is 507-259-4926. That is my cell phone, of course, and you can always visit our website at gwaltneygroup.com.
All right. Robin, you have a safe and very happy holiday Thanksgiving, and I guess everybody.
Yeah, yes, everybody. And let's just focus on what we have to be grateful for.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And Robin, we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great.
Thanks again. Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Mayo Clinic Radio on the House. Dave Ramsey, Kim Commando, Clark.